Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm here in Sunny Isles over at an ultra luxury exclusive Bentley residence, and I'm here with one of the top agents here in Sunny Isles and really all of Miami, Steve Kupchan. He'll go over some of the real estate trends and kind of give us some idea how we can get into this building and purchase maybe early, and also maybe some of the other buildings that are out there.
Of course. How you doing? This is Steven. Thank you so much, Marat, for having me on your channel. I'm super excited to talk about Miami, talk about pre-construction, talk about trends and secrets about entering the beautiful Miami market. Thank you.
All right, guys, thanks for joining us here today. So follow us along while we show you what's inside.
Hey guys, this is Steven Kupchan in beautiful Sunny Isles, Florida. I'm here with Michelle in Bentley Residences. She is the Vice President of Sales, and as well as we have Marat from the Lending Group. We'll talk a little bit about the financing and the mortgages. Introducing
Michelle. Thank you. Thank you for being here with us today. So Marat, you had some questions regarding Sunny Isles, the building.
Yeah, for sure. Well, if you could maybe give us a little bit of an idea of Sunny Isles in general, like what do you see here? Why Sunny Isles? You know, if I'm coming either from international or up north, why here?
Well, I mean, our sales have changed from, like, let's say 7 years ago or 8 years ago, where we used to have a lot more international clients. We still have international clients coming here, but we are seeing more of a New York buyer, California, more United States. Say 70% of our buyer clientele is coming from the Northeast, California, New York, Boston, Chicago. But when we are getting internationals, of course, they're still coming. Brazil, Mexico. But right now we have a very unique tower, and what we have realized is that clients are coming to South Florida now to purchase are looking for luxury. So they want a luxury building. They want a luxury tower. And why Bentley sets itself apart from most developments is that it's very unique in some of the concepts that it has, which I'm going to show you, we'll walk through. But we have features in this tower that no other building has. For example, we have balconies and terraces, really. They're anywhere from 1,200 to 2,000 square feet that an owner, purchaser can buy. And that's set aside from the actual indoor space. And we also are delivering every residence with a swimming pool. So every unit has a swimming pool on it. We have a 3-car park, a 4-car park, which is great for our buyers who want privacy. So we've seen a lot of clients when they were coming in the past few years, they were looking at, some were looking at houses, but then they liked the idea of the buildings being on the beach, having all the amenities. And they could also have the privacy in Bentley because you can literally drive off of the street, Collins Avenue. Once you enter the building, you can take the car directly to your residence. So then we also started seeing a lot of celebrities that were purchasing prior in Porsche, now purchasing in Bentley because it's the new upcoming tower here that we have in Sunny Isles. And our price points are very reasonable. They are from like 5.7 up to about 16.5 million, excluding penthouses. So it's very attractive.
Awesome. So it's like a combination of house living and condo living.
Exactly. It's a mansion in the sky.
Yeah, that's awesome. Awesome. And is that, do you see the trends changing to more US based buyers just because of quality of life and the quality of the building you're providing?
Well, we have a lot of political reasons probably that we have some people are leaving some of the states. I would say a lot of it is taxation and they're saving. Also the weather here is beautiful. Of course. And just the lifestyle in general, like you mentioned. The lifestyle here is a very easy lifestyle. And they realized that after COVID, they could work anywhere. You really don't have to work in a specific city to run your business. And a lot of our CEOs or business people are saying, you know what, I can work and live somewhere else. I don't have to stay in that city. And they like Florida, of course, it has a lot of attraction for them. The beaches, the weather. Miami is a vibrant city right now with a cultural life, you know, everything coming up, you know, the design district, the Wynwood. So you have a lot of different elements coming into play here right now.
Yeah, and Sunny Isles is so easily, like, it's very conveniently located. You're half an hour away from, you know, Brickell or Design District or...
And you're close to all the airports, the major airports. You're like 15 minutes from Fort Lauderdale, 25, 30 from Miami. You have the private aviation, which is 17 minutes away. So you have a lot of owners that have private planes that they can easily get here within 15, 20 minutes.
Awesome, awesome. Tell me a little bit about your deposit structure.
Okay. So our deposit structure is very, very easy for the client because as we build, the buyer puts down a deposit like 10%. So we have a structure over the course of 3 years that they're going to ultimately put down 50%. So by the time they close, which is going to be easy for you to come in at 50% down, pretty much it's very easy for any buyer to get a loan at that point.
Yeah, there's a lot of programs available, especially when you're putting 50% down, and it alleviates any questions about the condo or things like that, you know, and number of units sold. So it's excellent structure.
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense.
Also, when you put 50% down as we build and we sell, you also have the appreciation factor.
For sure.
So then when you go to do your appraisals and they already have 50% down, but the value is still higher by 20, 30% more, it helps in your lending.
That makes sense.
For sure.
How do the upgrades work?
So the residences all come with the beautiful bathrooms and kitchens and things, but if they want to do extra upgrades like furniture packages, that will be done after closing.
Okay, got it.
So Michelle, when is the expected completion date of this beautiful project?
Okay, so we are breaking ground this year, Steven, actually in a couple months, and will be delivered the last quarter of 26 or first quarter 27.
Incredible.
Yeah, and the tower, so 61 stories, as you can see here. You have all the reflective glass. The diamond cut glass, of course, comes from Bentley, how the Bentley grill is, and the diamond cut in their headlights. So this transformed and transitioned actually into the tower, which is very spectacular. You also see in the middle part of the tower is where you have the widest point. This is where you have the larger terraces. So a client could purchase in the middle, but if they go up, you know, higher up, you can see the balconies going in, but then you also have more view at that point. So, but the balcony, even the smallest, is about 1,200 square feet. So it's still like, whether they're on the 7th floor or whether they're on the 50th floor, it's phenomenal. We also have about 30,000 square feet of amenities in the front of the tower, indoor, outdoor spa. We're gonna have a restaurant. Awesome. We have a celebrity chef coming in, Todd English. He's gonna be our chef for the residents. So it's awesome, and this is only open exclusively to the buyers. We're not opening to the public. Some other buildings have done that, but this is only for the owners.
Okay, awesome.
To enjoy. We also have these beach cabanas, which are wonderful. They're right on the ocean, and they're like little studio apartments, really, but they're right on the beach. We only have 10, so they'll be open to release in about a month or two to the purchasers, so then they could opt to purchase one of these.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And see the beautiful model of everything we offer here. This is the 4-car garage that we're walking right into. So what we did is we designed this so that the buyer could actually see this in person and kind of feel and experience what they're getting, okay? An owner can also decorate this however they want. This comes air conditioning, so it's fully air conditioning. You have your own separate unit, so by itself. So this is all for your cars, a car collector. This is a dream, because here let's say you have a special car collection. You don't want to leave it in a typical building where in the garage it gets dirty, you have the outside elements, and that was, I think, the key for why they did the balconies the way they did, so that you could keep the wind and the other elements outside, so you could still enjoy the balcony and the terrace space. So
that makes sense.
It's really nice.
And how many cars fit?
So on the oceanfront units, we do a 4-car park. On the bay units, which have the partial ocean view, you have a 3-car park. So minimum 3 cars. Every owner will have a minimum of 3 cars. And cars are actually, a lot of owners coming in right now, we realize that they have more than 2 cars. And there's a shortage of parking in the city in general. Like a lot of the buildings only have like 1 space or 1.5 spaces, because that's what the city required them to build. So we saw this about, I guess, 4 or 5 years ago, when more owners were coming here to live versus just keeping it as their second third home. So as more owners live here, they're keeping more cars here and they're using it more. So that's why we decided to do that for Bentley, to give it more space. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to take you right into your private foyer.
Okay.
So step inside with me here. We go.
Thank you.
And this is the private foyer. An owner can also take up the elevator if they don't want to take the car elevator up, and this lands them right into their residence. And here you have the pool overlooking the ocean. And now we're going to go right into the residence here.
And this is the 1,200 square feet, give or take?
1,400,
okay.
But this goes up to 1,700. So what you see here is a typical average balcony space. This is just about 1,400, but it can actually go all the way out to that point right there. So the largest on the ocean side would be 1,770 square feet.
Okay, awesome.
With all of this.
And do all the units come with an outdoor kitchen?
They do. So every owner can have their own grill. We have a lot of owners that like to barbecue. I know you have buyers, Steven, that you've brought that like that as well. So this is a very simple barbecue. It's all Gaga now, top of the line.
Top of the line, yeah.
The pool also that we have here can heat up to 104 degrees, so it's like a jacuzzi.
And there's room for a full dining set. I can see a whole lounge. Sky's the limit here.
We've had like 30 or 40 people out here for events and things, and you really don't even feel it. That's how big it is. So this is really that extra outdoor enjoying space, entertaining space.
And they all have similar glass and walls?
So the glass is like this, the floor-to-ceiling glass. You'll see that throughout the tower, and that's the way the structure is. Depending on the floor, this glass will extend or come in, depending on which floor you select.
Excellent.
Okay.
Awesome.
Steven, take us into the master suite. Tell us what we find here.
Come on in. So right here you got this huge bed shape and reminds me of like a Bentley vehicle. You got some furniture there, a drawer here. We can go into where the closet would be. Right now it's empty, but it comes with an awesome safe and your choice of California closet space. Right now we're echoing because it is vacant. The building gives the discretion to the buyers what kind of closet space they want to do. And then we come into this incredible, one of the nicest bathrooms I've seen in Sunny Isles. You got a bathtub in the shower, 2 rainfalls, you got private toilet, and last but not least, you got a personal sauna, guys. Like, there's no building anywhere like that. Come on.
All the units come finished, right?
Yes, fully finished, ready to go, ready to use the sauna, ready to get the best services out there. And honestly, I don't think there's any building in South Florida that has the branding, the service, the finishes, the touches, the location, just like Bentley.
Hey guys, so I wanted to spend a few minutes talk about condo financing. And whenever we talk about condo financing, it really does boil down a lot to South Florida and Florida, and there's definitely restrictions. We have to be cognizant of each individual building, and so it's important to work with your buyer's agent and with your lender to really pinpoint which condos can and cannot be financed. There's some things that we can do in order to improve the ability to close. So for instance, if you're buying the property and it's your primary residence and you have the ability to put 25% down, there will be a limited review on the condo. What I mean by limited, we're not going to explore all of the kind of details of the condo. We don't need to get the budget. The condo questionnaire, which is part of the financing process, is much shorter, a lot less questions, and they're really going to be revolved around whether or not the condo is in litigation and whether or not there's any structural damages to the unit. If you're buying in the conventional world, if the first mortgage is 724 and change or under, and I've talked about this in the past, we can split the loan, maybe do a 75-15 or a 75-10 and still avoid a full review. But if you can't avoid a full review, then there's going to be a review of the budget. There's going to be a review of the concentration, how many primary residents, how many second homes, how many investment units are purchased. So why do I talk about it? Condo living is great. There's tons of advantages, but it's very, very important that you take the time, an extra maybe 5, 7, 10 minutes and speak to your lender, speak to your buyer's agent. Is this financeable? Can I finance this on the conventional side? Do I have to have alternative financing in place? And then if you're in the jumbo product world, if you're here in Bentley and you're buying something for 5.7 or 5.8 or 6.2 or whatever the case is, and you have 50% to put down, that's a whole separate conversation. So take the time, speak to your buyer's agent, speak to me, speak to your lender, and make sure that the place that you really fall in love with is financeable. Thanks, guys. Hope that helped. And what attracts them specifically to Sunny Isles? Why do you think? What are you seeing in terms of requests for financing? Are people requesting financing? Do you see a lot of cash buyers? Is it a mix? Do you recommend, let's say I'm a buyer and maybe I'm a cash buyer, right? And so I have $2-3 million or $5 million if I'm here at Bentley. Do you recommend perhaps diversifying a little bit? And yes, buying that Bentley building and maybe financing 50% and then using the additional 50% perhaps to buy elsewhere as an investment, and if so,